Welcome to our video, The Silent Threat: How Permafrost Thawing Could Accelerate Global Warming. As the world grapples with the climate crisis, a lesser-known yet significant factor emerges: the thawing of permafrost. This phenomenon holds vast quantities of greenhouse gases, such as methane and carbon dioxide, that could be released into the atmosphere as temperatures rise. Join us as we explore the intricate feedback loops, the immediate effects on Arctic ecosystems, and the far-reaching consequences for global climate patterns, infrastructure, and traditional ways of life. This is not just about the Arctic, it's about our planet's future and the potential tipping point we are rapidly approaching. 1. Release of methane and carbon dioxide. Permafrost contains large amounts of organic material that have been frozen for millennia, including plant material and animals. When it thaws, this material decomposes, releasing methane, a potent greenhouse gas, and carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Methane is particularly concerning, as it has a global warming potential 84 times greater than carbon dioxide over a 20-year period. This means that even small amounts of methane can have a significant impact on global temperatures. As more permafrost thaws, the release of these gases could create a domino effect, further warming the planet. The situation is akin to opening a Pandora's box of ancient carbon, where once released, it becomes impossible to contain. 2. A feedback loop. The release of greenhouse gases from thawing permafrost creates a feedback loop. Warmer temperatures cause more permafrost to thaw, which in turn releases more greenhouse gases, which further increases temperatures. This feedback loop could significantly accelerate global warming, making it harder to reverse climate change. Think of it like a snowball rolling downhill, picking up speed and mass as it goes. Once this process starts, it becomes increasingly difficult to stop. This self-reinforcing cycle poses a significant challenge to efforts aimed at mitigating climate change. 3. Impact on Arctic ecosystems. Thawing permafrost disrupts Arctic ecosystems, affecting plant and animal life. The change in habitat can lead to the displacement of species and the alteration of food chains. As ecosystems change, carbon stored in vegetation and soil is also released, further contributing to warming. This disruption is not just a local problem, it has global implications. The Arctic acts as a refrigerator for the planet, and as it warms, it affects weather patterns worldwide. The loss of biodiversity in these regions also means the loss of important ecological functions that help stabilize the climate. 4. Global climate patterns. The Arctic is warming at a rate roughly 3 times faster than the global average, a phenomenon known as Arctic amplification. As permafrost thaws, the release of methane and carbon dioxide from the Arctic region can influence global weather patterns, contributing to more extreme weather events, including heat waves and storms in regions far from the Arctic. It's like throwing a stone into a pond. The ripples spread far beyond the initial point of impact. This means that the effects of permafrost thawing can be felt in regions that are geographically distant from the Arctic itself. 5. Influence on infrastructure. Thawing permafrost destabilizes the ground, affecting buildings, roads, pipelines, and other infrastructure, particularly in northern regions like Alaska, Canada, and Russia. This can have economic and logistical consequences, complicating efforts to adapt to climate change. Buildings may tilt or collapse, roads can become impassable, and pipelines may rupture, leading to environmental disasters. The economic costs of repairing or replacing damaged infrastructure can be staggering, putting additional strain on already stretched budgets. 6. Vast carbon stores. Estimates suggest that the world's permafrost regions store approximately 1,500 billion tons of carbon, twice the amount already in the atmosphere. This vast amount of carbon, when released, could dramatically increase atmospheric carbon levels and accelerate climate change. It's like having a ticking time bomb of carbon waiting to be released. If this carbon is allowed to escape, it could undo much of the progress made in reducing emissions and stabilizing the climate. This makes permafrost a critical area of concern for climate scientists and policymakers alike. 7. Thawing faster than expected. studies show that permafrost is thawing faster than scientists initially predicted. This is due in part to warmer than expected temperatures in the Arctic and changing environmental conditions. The accelerated thawing makes it more difficult to predict the timeline and impact of permafrost-related emissions. This unpredictability complicates efforts to plan for and mitigate the effects of climate change. It's like trying to navigate a ship in a storm without a map. The situation is constantly changing, making it hard to stay on course. 8. Disruption of traditional ways of life. Thawing permafrost affects indigenous communities living in the Arctic, particularly in Alaska and Siberia. These communities rely on permafrost for the stability of their homes and traditional hunting practices. As permafrost thaws, their ways of life are being threatened. Homes may become unstable, and traditional hunting grounds may become inaccessible, leading to food insecurity and cultural loss. This disruption is not just a local issue. It has broader implications for the rights and livelihoods of indigenous peoples worldwide. 9. Potential for more wildfires. Thawing permafrost can lead to the degradation of carbon-rich soils, making them more prone to wildfires. Wildfires, in turn, release additional carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, further intensifying global warming. This creates a vicious cycle where warming leads to more fires, which then contribute to more warming. It's like adding fuel to a fire. Once it starts, it becomes increasingly difficult to control. This makes wildfire management a critical component of climate change mitigation efforts. 10. A tipping point. Scientists warn that we may be nearing a tipping point in permafrost thawing. If the Arctic reaches a certain threshold, the amount of methane and carbon dioxide released could become uncontrollable, locking in higher levels of global warming for centuries. This makes addressing permafrost thaw a critical aspect of global climate action. It's like standing on the edge of a cliff. Once you go over, there's no turning back. This underscores the urgency of taking action to prevent further permafrost thaw and its devastating consequences.